Hey crafters, guess what time it is? It's paper pumpkin time. Now most of you know that this is a kit that comes out every month, has some fantastic cards that you can make in it, has punch outs, different designs. Let's head down to the crafting table. Let me show you what I mean. So in this kit, you get a sample of how to put your cards together. You get beautiful stamps, and this kit came with 2 stamps. And then of course you get some beautiful items. Here's some punch outs. Look at that. An old-timey typewriter. You get a card that looks like this. And you get a card that looks like this. Look at that beautiful canvas bag with flowers. And then you got this beautiful punch out that you could use. Now, where the magic comes in is when you take these ideas and you turn them into alternatives. Today, I'm going to show you 8 alternatives. We're going to make 2 together, and I'm going to show you 6 more. So let's do this. The first card we're going to make is a panel card, and it's so much fun to create. You just need a base card, and this base card is 5.5 by 4.5. It's just a mat. You also need some strips that go on the side right here, and those strips are 4 by 1 1/4, and we're just going to put them down just like that. So let's bring in our glue. We're just going to add this to the back. And I'm going to try to make sure that I have the same margin top to bottom and left, right? Put a little bit of glue and now do the other side. Now, just to give this some more interest, we decided to go ahead and add 2 more strips just to layer on top. And look what we did. You can use any embossing folder that you have, but we just use this one. It kind of looks like spackling, doesn't it? I'm going to put a little bit, and we decided to do white on white just to give it that monochromatic look. We're just adding it. And now you need to cut a note card just like this for the inside that fits between those 2 panels. Do you see how easy this card is? Now this note card is 8 1/4 by 2 7/8. And we're going to score right in half at 4 1/8. So we're just going to add a little bit of glue on the back of this. We're going to lay it down. And this glue lets you wiggle. So if you need to move it around, okay, we're going to push down. Now look what we've done on the inside of this already. We took some of the punch outs that they have, which was this beautiful flower, and we just added it to the bottom. We used their stamp, "You're Simply the Best," added that on the inside, and then we took their punch out that they gave us. Look how pretty that is. And we are just going to lay it right over the top of our note card. So all we need is some glue right here at the bottom of this note card. But to make sure that it really sticks, I'm going to go ahead and just use a tape runner. I'm just going to put a little bit of tape right there. We're going to add it right down at the bottom. We're going to center it from left to right. Put it down just a little bit. Now that also causes it to stand up very nicely. So that's nice, but look how pretty this looks. Now we're not done yet because we want to go ahead and put our sentiment. And what we did, we stamped their message, and we're just going to lay it right across here just like this. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of glue, so that wet glue, so that if we need to, we can wiggle wiggle. Now I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool because I have some flowers that I want to add. And this has a little rubber end and it picks up the flowers for me. So I'm just going to put a little dot of glue just right here. You could use a glue dot, you could use tape, whatever you want. I'm going to pick it up with my Take Your Pick tool and just add a cute little flower. Oh my goodness, look how cute this looks. Look at that, just darling. You open it up, it stands up perfectly. Love this first alternative, and it is so easy to create. Now remember, I said I have 8 to show you, so let me show you the other 3 that go with this set. This will be called set 1. Now here's another alternative. This is like an envelope card. We did a fold back on this and we created this background. This is the stamp that they give you, and we just stamped some cardstock. This is the punch out. We used their stamp and we just folded this back. We added their stamp right here, and then you open it up and we just used their stamp to double stamp to create the illusion that you have some flowers behind this one. Look at that. Now there will be a link below this video in more if you want to go watch this video so that you can see how to do it. But that's another alternative. Here is our third alternative, a very easy card. We just took a strip, just a scrap of paper, ran it along the front after we put a mat. Now look at this mat. We decided to rake it with a color. We added this strip, added their stamp. We double stamped our flowers again. And what I mean by that is you stamp once and then go ahead and stamp one more time, and it stamps it much lighter, making it look like the flowers are behind these flowers. And then we use their beautiful punched out canvas and just matted it on the inside with our double stamping again and our sentiment. Very simple, but oh so beautiful. And finally, our card, we used that punch out I showed you. Look how beautiful that is. So pretty. We added a sentiment, and we added this to a diagonal card. So you open it up, and you can write your message here. If that's not enough for you, you could write your message on the back. You could add a mat. But look how darling that looks. Now, on this mat, we went ahead and we used an embossing folder just to give it some interest. But that's our diagonal card. And this is set 1 of alternatives. Are you ready to make your second card with us and look at group 2 of alternatives? Let's do it. The next card we're going to make is a faux stepper, and it is so easy to create. You need to cut you a base card that is 11 by 4 1/4, and then we simply score it at 4 1/2, 9, and 10. And when you fold it to the right, the left, the right, and it creates that little stepper just like that. Do you see that? And it stands up just like this. Now, we also need a top card, and the top card is 8 1/2 by 3, and we're going to score it at 3. But because this goes on the front of it, we went ahead and we embossed it. Look at that. You could emboss this if you wanted, but we just kept it plain. And there is a trick to adding this to the front of your card. So let me show you how to do that. The first thing we want to do is, if you want something behind this card, because it's going to look like that, this is the time to add it right now. But we're not going to add anything. We're going to keep it just nice and this color, which is Calypso Coral. So what you want to do is add your tape runner, not glue because it doesn't hold it as well, and just put it right in the middle. Just a little bit, like right there in between my fingers. We are going to add this. Now the trick to this is making sure that it's all the way to the edge, because that's what helps it stand up. It needs to be that, or it will rock, and you don't want it to rock. Once you have attached this front panel, then just flip it over, and we are going to add glue about right here. So if you want to put a little bitty mark so you know where to add it, we're just going to add our tape, and we're going to fold it over. Now that's very important to do it this way. If not, your card will not sit properly on your faux stepper. Now look at that. Look how beautifully that stands up. Do you see that from the side? And now we are ready to decorate. So what we did, we took the punch out that they gave us and we just cut around it to make it a little smaller. And this is what it looks like. Look at that. So pretty. And what we are going to do is just add this, just like this. And we have a sentiment. Now the sentiment's going to go right here so that it looks like this is sitting on the edge. So what we're going to do is add this first, and we're going to go ahead and add this right to the back of it so that we have it exactly where we need it. Now let me show you a little trick to that. Just so that it gets in the right position, you can go ahead and just add a piece of tape. Take it over, just add a piece of tape. That way you don't have to worry about trying to get it all lined up. It's perfectly aligned. Now, flip it over, add your glue. Now we can add our glue because we might want to wiggle, right? So we're just going to add some glue. Bring in our card and push it down. And look at that beauty. Oh my goodness. Stands up perfectly, but we're not done because we want to add an area where they can write their sentiment. So what we did, we took out the flowers that we cut off one of the images. We're going to add that to the inside, just like this. And then we're going to add one over to the back to hide this area right here. Just makes it look a little more finished, right? And look at the back. How pretty is that? We use those punch-out flowers. Flip it over. Oh my goodness. This is a beautiful card. We're going to lay it right here so that you can see it. And I'm going to bring in our other alternatives. Now look at this one. This is one of our easiest cards ever. We typically do this with a 12-inch, but we actually cut our cardstock to make it fit. Check below this video and you will also find a link for this one. But this is just a fold back. We created this background ourselves with a stamp. And then we use that beautiful canvas bag. We put a frame around it, let the flowers pop out. And look at that. Oh my goodness. Just adorable. Now look at this one. This is a bookbinding card. Look how pretty. We used the little tag that came with it, added some string. Oh my goodness. And finally, we had to use that adorable typewriter. Look at that. It came with flowers. We put a focal point behind it, that circle. We embossed the side, and look at that. What do you think? This is group 2. Okay, crafty friends, let us know below in your comments. Do you like group 1 or group 2 best? And we want you to remember, although this is a kit, you can use these designs with any supplies that you have, and we certainly hope that you do. We hope that you were inspired by these alternatives and that you take a moment to subscribe, share, and like our channel and help us grow. Well, as we always say, until next time, Monty and I wish you lots of creative moments. Bye-bye.